Welcome back to How to HD. In the final part, I'm gonna show you how to HD a very complex object. Now, where everything gets difficult is when you don't have space to fit everything. And I'm gonna find an object like that. And it's gonna take me a second because Ink Machine doesn't always have those objects. Sometimes a lot of the objects in this game are not super hard to HD. Ink Machine would be one, but Ink Machine does take a lot of work. So I'm not going to HD the Ink Machine for obvious reasons. Who can I take for reference? I'm going to take the workbench as a reference. So we're going to export. We're going to first of all make sure he's at 0 rotations. Make sure his size is 1. Export. Done. Keep in mind, I didn't import the projector reel. Did not import him. Hide both of these guys. Let's import your next object. So a workbench. Here's a workbench. Here's his UV. It's not nice. Obviously, you have stuff all over the place. And obviously, a lot of stuff is massive. So we're going to go ahead and export the UV layout. So we have a Chapter 3 workbench UV layout. And then we're going to go back in here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the texture. I'm going to grab the texture. I'm going to open it in File Directory to make sure I have the perfect file size. I'm going to drag it in. So I have Master Environmental 1 and I have Master Environmental 3. Now later on, you can, if it does save a lot of time, especially when I did Dark Revival, you can save them, put him into here, and then have every single master texture all in one, and then just hide them or forward them or however you want to do it in a hierarchy system. Really nice to do. Now, we're going to go ahead and put the Chapter 3 workbench UV on top of here. And as you can tell, this is obviously not going to fit in this texture. So this texture has done its good. We already have saved it, so we can go ahead and delete everything until it's back to the original 1024 with nothing put on it. Now we're going to go ahead and HD the workbench. And like I said, this is where everything gets a lot harder. As you can tell, if I do this, that obviously doesn't fit. This will not fit in here. And because this object only shows up a few times and I'm not too worried about it, I'm just going to scale it down a little bit. Not a big deal. From here, we're going to look around and we're going to be like, okay, what else can I fit in here? As you can tell, everything's not going to fit in here. This, if you paste him in here, yeah, he's going to fit. But then you're going to be like, okay, let's go ahead and put him into here. And you can tell he's not going to fit with him because of him. Here is where you have to be smart and logical. Open up Blender, and you're going to see the object. Here's your object. It looks really nice. Hit Tab, and you're going to see everything. Now, or the faces. Now, if you press L, that's going to show you what linked objects are and how they're like parented to this. So, can this object be separated from this object? Yes, because he's one. He's like this. Can these two? Yes, stuff like that. So we're going to take him like that. And then, so once we have this is what I call a split. This is what's going to turn a model or a mesh into a model because it's multiple pieces now. And this is used to create, make sure everything's high quality. From here, when I have this selected like so, also always make sure you have all the pieces. You can hide it with H to make sure, and you can Alt H to make sure, it comes back. You're going to press P, which is going to pull up a separate menu. Here you're going to press selection, and boom. This is now separate from this. So now if I look, you'll see, okay, well this only uses this upper part here, this here, this here, and you can re-export your UV layout. In my case, I'm just going to drag it over to my second monitor so I can compare. Okay, well this guy is still used. So let's see. You can always, in Photoshop, get the rasterize to delete stuff. So, and I also like deleting UVs as I go, so I know which ones I've done. This guy's done, and this guy's done. Okay, what else do I have to do for this one? Well, we have these two guys up here that are used, and I'm seeing this through my second monitor. And we're just going to go ahead and copy him into here. And, oops, don't do that. I'm going to copy him into here. And you can, like I said, you always at the position first time, but but I usually do it because it lets me see, well, what space I have for other objects. I'm going to put him in here, and again, we're going to delete as we go. Just like that. Don't delete from the original file, just delete the UV so you know you've already went through and did it. That way when you have to do the second run for the second part of it, you don't have to worry about, oh, well, is this used or this used? This is everything for that top part, or for the bottom layer. The little base of them. We're going to save him. And my suggestion, especially because this is the workbench, workbench underscore part 1 or underscore 1 underscore 01 or however you want to do it. You're going to save him. Now don't HD him yet. Keep him out. Just keep his texture. You can folder like this, which is Control G in Photoshop, or just hide the layers. In this case, I'm going to hide it and I'm going to group it so I know. Now we're going to go to the top part, which is just basically selecting them like this, UV editing, and boom, now I'm editing the top part. Press Control A to see everything I have to edit, and yeah, that's a lot of stuff I have to add. Hang on a minute. And as you can tell, this guy's used twice now. Now, if you really wanted to condense space, you could see, okay, well, where is he used down here? He is used on the bottom. You could split up the bottom with this piece. Now, why don't we do that? Is because that creates a really bad collision. And instead of how I did the chair where it's like this, I could easily just put that bottom piece on box. I could easily just put this on box and be, straight done. Easy. If this is connected with this little bottom part here, can't do that because it's going to create a really bad, including this, it's not going to be even at all. Okay, so what you're gonna do, and sometimes it won't work. In this case, I'm just gonna reuse this guy. I'm just gonna reuse him. You can reselect him however you want to do it, as long as you have no space. So we have him. Okay, well he was used now. We're gonna go ahead and grab him. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and fit him in here. Okay, cool, he fits. And then everything becomes a little trickier because now I have to grab him. We're going to put him up here. And also a skill you're going to learn while HDing is you're going to learn how to texture pack, where you can fit multiple objects in. Originally when you place down stuff, it's like, oh, that's not all going to fit in here. That's good. It's going to be really weird to put in. Well, if you move stuff around enough, you can make a lot of space. You can make a whole lot of space. And honestly, with this, I might be able to do that. Maybe not. I don't know. It ultimately depends on how much space I have left afterwards, or I have no space left. If I have no space left, I can start moving stuff around and see if I can make more space to put more stuff in. Now, my original HD for this table, I don't think I did that. I think I just kind of put only the table in here, because as you can tell, this is a whole lot. And earlier I did say don't use I wouldn't suggest using Photoshop for this, not Photoshop, but Paint.net for this. The reason why I don't suggest use Paint.net for this is because, well, let's just say, okay, well, this is like this. I have to turn it. Paint.net, there's not really a way of just flipping a singular layer. You're going to have to import another layer. Here, you can right-click and just rotate. Really easy. And you can tell this isn't going to fit. So, obviously, if that's not going to fit, we're going to have to go ahead and split into a few pieces. So like this, and it's not the same type of way when I say split into a few pieces as, let's split in a few pieces I did the chair. Just taking that entire little chunk there and just dispersing it throughout. So this guy is going to move over a little bit and be like, okay, well this guy, we can go ahead and we can actually maybe put him down here. Okay, well he fits down there. We can go ahead and move him over like that. Move him. Okay, well he's not going to fit. We can put him right in here for the time being, and then we can put him, well, maybe, hang on, we could put him here, put him down here, put these little pieces are a little like, well, not even, I wouldn't call them scraps, but they're little tiny pieces that can be like merged into little tiny like little spots. This guy we can rotate 90 degrees, and okay, so you can't do that. we can move him right here. Oh, I think I just lost that guy. We're gonna go ahead and drag him right here. Drag him, who knows where. You can drag him here. You didn't have to do this either. There's not really a reason you have to do that. You could do it however you want to. If you're doing the workbench alongside, again, you don't have to do this the exact same way I just did this. You can do this if you're like, oh, well, he didn't do it that well, and you could do better. You don't have to follow my UV methods. You can do it however you want to. So then we're going to keep doing this, like so, until we have every single piece in here. As you can tell, like I just said, sometimes stuff isn't going to fit, and that's totally fine. We just have to move it around later on. And always double check that you have everything in the texture. So I just did this guy, yes. I just did these guys, yes. This did this guy, yes. Done. Not done. Have these guys. Always double check. Don't ever close out of these until you're 100% sure. As you can tell, I'm really running out of space here. So I'm gonna have to start slowly and slowly and slowly adding more and more. I'm just gonna duplicate these last couple guys in. Okay, here's everything. These last couple of guys I was just talking about, they can be chilling. They can be scattered around, not to be right next to each other ever. You can make space for this, and you can be like, okay, well, this guy, is he gonna use this entire edge here? No, he might not use this entire edge here. Is he gonna use this? Probably not. Go ahead, do this, kill this guy. You can use that entire black edge there? No. Drag him over. Okay, that makes a little more space. Drag him over. Boom. Does he need that? No, probably not. Again, do this, like that. Move him up because he's not going to use all that black edge again. Down here, is he going to use all that? No, he isn't. Drag him down a little bit. This guy, make him a 90 rotation. You can drag him and fit him in here. This guy, okay, well, he can move up a little bit. Okay, that's done. This guy, he can move up a little bit too. Okay. This guy, okay, well, he's colliding with this guy here. I can drag him down here to suffice more space. This guy, okay, I can put him up here and make more space. And see, there you go. You're going to export once you're done. You're going to, again, export, workbench, name this however you want to. And then let's go back into Blender and start HDing him. Now, you're going to take whatever part you want to start with first. I'm going to start with the base because I did him first. You're going to do the exact same thing. Hit the little X up here. Like here, you hit X. New. Sometimes it says new. I don't know why I didn't say new earlier. I think I did it a different way. If not, you're just going to hit new. Base color here. Image. Open. Open your image. Make sure it's the right one. You're going to see here's your HD. Okay, cool. Size 4. And the first issue, if we start dragging stuff around, and again, this is where I suggest, as you can tell, okay, well, I have a little tiny piece here, a little tiny piece here. Well, does he go here, 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 and where do these guys go? This is why I suggest you have a duplicate next to you. Always have a duplicate next to you. In this case, I'm not going to worry about a duplicate because I've done this prop before and I know how it works. Is this am I a good role model for this? No, not really. So, and like I said, some of these things you really don't need it. Like this guy, oh, where's he going to go? Obviously right here. It's going to look like this. This little guy here, he's going to be here, like so. And again, I'm not really, like I said, I'm not using this, so I'm not going to worry about having it where it's 100% perfect. Here's where the issue occurs. I sized him down. He's obviously not going to fit anymore. You're going to size him down and drag him. Size him up and drag him until he matches perfectly. Until he matches on how he's meant to look. So it's like, so let's take off this and let's see. Does he look good? Well, I have a little more space over here. Okay, well, let's go ahead and drag him like that. Perfect. Does he match on the sides? Yes. Does he match on the back? Yes. That's that. You can hide it if you want to. You can hide it if you need to get down here. Remember, Alt H to unhide it. As you can tell, I have these. You can drag these around like that and hide them again so you have enough space. Then we're going to go ahead and start etching the top part. And then I'm not going to do it in here, at least. I'm not going to show the example of it because it does take a lot longer. Let's just say you split it in half. And when I split it in half, let's just say I split him in half where this guy's over here, he's on another part of here, or he's up here now, stuff like that, to make sure I retain enough quality. And let's just say I size him down too. size down both at the same time. Always, 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 always size down. And as you can tell also, this doesn't look even. So we're going to go ahead and adjust and it looks a little more even. Always, always, always make sure they're the same size. Otherwise, that seam is going to be horrible to fix, and you're going to be spending hours on it. I did it once in Dark Revival, and I ultimately decided to remake the texture for it because it was just so much work, and I never got it done. When I redid it, I realized, hey, I could fit a lot more space in here, and so, it worked out in the end. As you can tell, there's a bunch of little tiny pieces in here. Obviously, it's a little more difficult. When rotating in Blender, you can right click, not always in here. You can hit R and rotate, and obviously, it's going to be on a, obviously not a consistent thing. Hit R, hold down Control, and as you can see, it does it in little 5 increments until you reach whatever one. So always, always, always in your HD. Always make sure it's 90, 180, 270, 360, or 0. Never at like 45 or a random angle, because you do lose quality when you do it. As you can tell, these guys look a little weird. Obviously, they don't line up perfectly. And it's like, oh, that looks really weird. Compare with the game, because sometimes the game isn't going to do it perfectly. In this case, see, not perfect. So I don't have to worry about doing it perfect. Now you can do this with a texture edit, and that's, again, I'm not going to teach that. That is totally up to you. This guy gets moved down here. And also, if you want to do what I just did, where I pressed and it went down to it, make sure you have the face that you want to go to selected, and then press period. On your, it's on the number lock for me. I hit period, and it goes down here. You can always check what it is. If you go into preferences here, and you go down to if you go to, okay, maybe it's not in preferences, maybe it's in, no, it has to be in preferences. Key map, I'm sorry, it's in key map. If you go to key binding and key map, you can see all of your key maps. You can look up what each thing uses. So as you can see, outliner uses this, 3D view uses this, so stuff like that. You can change your key binds. I never have personally, because I'm used to what I have. So if you're gonna edit those, make sure that you know what you're editing. Make sure it's the right one. If you don't know what you're editing, and you don't know what like a certain function's called, look it up. Just look up what you're doing and see if you can find it, and then see, once you find the name of it, you can look up, oh, well, how do I change, or you can search it up in keybinds and then do it. Ultimately, how you want to do it. And I'll sorry if a lot of what I'm saying isn't making sense. I'm kind of just like yapping while I do this, so I can get like some words I want to say out. While HDing this. And as you can see, this guy is that massive chunk I was talking about. Okay, well, we know him. And this is what I mean. Always make sure you know what you're putting where, because it does save a lot of time. Okay, well, this guy's put here, so we're gonna go ahead and place him here. Okay, that's done. This guy I put right here. Okay, cool. We're gonna go ahead and put him right here, like that. Boom, easy. So long guy. We're going to go ahead and rotate him, and we're going to do him like this. Make sure you always know what, make sure you always know what axis you rotated the original on, if you rotated it, or where you're rotating this on. Don't go -90, otherwise it's going to be the opposite direction. Stuff like that. It should be common sense, but sometimes I make that mistake. A lot of the time I'll only do it on, clockwise. Clockwise is, the first one that shows up, not counterclockwise. So I do it on clockwise. This guy, okay, so this guy here, go ahead and put him at 90, and boom, just like that. So we have all that done now. As you can see, this little guy here, okay, well, where does he go? Okay, I don't have his texture in here, obviously. You can't see him anywhere around here. That means I didn't grab him. And see, this is what I mean. always make sure you grab stuff, because I forgot him somehow. I don't know where he's actually meant to be. He's meant to be a part of this little portion here. I think he's this guy. And I think I deleted him by accident too. So, you can tell, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and put him in wherever he fits. If he doesn't fit, you have to move stuff around. And when you have to move stuff around, you have to change the UVs. It does get annoying. Re-export. I forgot him at least. If you forget something, this is what you should be doing. Always make sure you save over the right. Always make sure you save over the right one. If you save over the wrong one, you're gonna have a bunch of issues. Again, image, reload. Oh well, there he is now. We're gonna go ahead and place him down like this, and boom, that's the workbench done. Okay, and since this guy's a little different, and he's two different pieces, you're gonna select both pieces, then export. Now I didn't export the projector reel, so we're gonna go ahead and take the projector reel, and we're gonna export all three together. And then we're going to go ahead and name, I'm going to go here, make sure this is all the same, save them where you want to. And I'm going to name them TIS training bulk. Not training bulk, training props. 01. You can name it however you want to. And then we're going to go ahead and import them. Preferably in the same studio as you did with the other one. It saves a whole lot of time. So, upload. And boom, he is right here. We're going to close out this little bar here, and then we're going to go ahead and rotate him, make sure he looks right. Is he anchored? He's not anchored. Always make sure yourself anchored. As you can tell, here's our three props now. Here's our one prop that we did that had no sizing, no nothing. Perfect size. This guy had little things. This guy's put into two pieces. So this guy, we're going to go ahead. Oh yeah, make sure they're all on fabric. Always, always, always. Make sure they're on fabric. I sometimes forget to. It's okay if you forget. Projector reel. Okay, well, if you turn on this, precise isn't, you don't need to precise for this, because it's obviously not going to, yeah, that's not needed. Whole, you can use whole, and whole is the exact same as precise in this manner. You can put it on whole. Personally, I'm going to put it on box and turn off collision, can query, and touch, because you're never going to have to step on a reel. If you're going to step on a reel, it's going to feel really weird on the player, because you're going to go up like this, and up like this, and up like this. So I'm not going to worry about it. Oh yeah, see, look, this other shirt looks unprecise. It updated finally. It took a little bit, but it updated. This is how it looked like. Obviously, as you can tell, it does not look pretty at all. It looks, pretty bad. Especially up here. Especially up here, you can tell it, has some issues with it. I wouldn't worry about it, like, not too much of specific, because obviously it's better than this. So you can keep it like that. Now this guy, two different pieces, and as you can see, it's named workbench and workbench.001. Well, this bottom guy, like I said, if I were to put this guy and this guy together, I would have to precise it, and it'd be like probably like this. We can put them on box, easy. Sometimes it doesn't update. I don't know why. This guy, put him on whole. Whole's gonna be a little issue here because of this guy. Box, same thing. So we're gonna go ahead and put him on precise. As you can see, it's not that bad of a face select. Now, could you have separated him off? Yeah, always. You could have. You could have put the whole thing on box then. Is it suggested? No, not really, because it's a lot harder to move around. There's pros and cons to it. You can work out those pros and cons. I don't know why this guy isn't updated. I don't know why he's on box. So, afterwards, you're going to go ahead and group him. Now he's grouped. Cool. Awesome. As you can tell, his pivot's here, and his pivot's meant to be here. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the origin position, and we're going to go ahead and put origin position here, and we're going to copy that. So now he has the exact same position as he should here. Name him however you want to. I suggest naming him what's normal object was named, and boom. There you have it. We've done 3 different objects of 3 different ways of doing it. Projector was the easiest. The chair didn't have to be as difficult as it was, but again, I'm just trying to teach you how to do it, and this guy's obviously the hardest. Moreover, in this game, you're going to have more of these objects, and these objects, and you're going to have these objects. These objects show up very few times. They're mainly the bigger objects that take up a lot more of a texture. Thank you guys for watching me have HD. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this tutorial was very helpful for you guys.